Yeah, we have seen significant mobile programmatic spend at Perch. I think there's been a natural movement of consumers on desktop devices through to mobile devices, especially technology and business consumers over the last kind of year. We make sure our first-party data segments are easily accessible. We use a DMP to do that, and we have multiple integrations with SSPs. And I think for us, it's all about driving those segments and making sure they're easy to buy, the targeting's clever, and the way those campaigns run are very smooth. So we've seen a nice increase in spend over the last year.
So video, we've seen the shift in industry for about 12 months now. I agree with the fact that as a publisher we don't have endless supplies of video. Despite the fact that we're just rolling out our outstream video placements, from a publisher perspective, I think we're soon going to be in a position, and it depends on the publisher, where basically video kills video. Because a lot of demand partners are prioritizing video to the detriment of native advertising, just because the assets are much easier to come by when it comes to video than to native ads. Whereas the whole point of publishers more effectively monetizing their inventory is to create a better integrated advertising experience in their user database. So if all we're looking at as an industry is just video, yeah, it's fine if you are a video publisher, but otherwise you're just creating artificial placements because you need to place a video somewhere and you want to get the advertising money from it. So yes, it's there, but I think at some point too much video is going to kill the video.
Yeah, and we found, like we created a content studio, video, moving image content is driving so much of what we're doing creatively now. And pretty much every campaign we do is mobile first. I wouldn't say any of them aren't, a few web builds, but mainly. And I think also bespoke for channel. A lot of the times mistakes are made where we think we can just stick a TV ad on there and it'll work. It doesn't. It needs to be bespoke. The whole way of engagement is totally different, which we find on an ROI. When you don't do it, it fails, but you can get phenomenal ROI with the right content. And equally, I think one of the things we're finding is the way that whole experience is on mobile, brands are being judged cross-category. So if you're a car company, you're not necessarily being judged against another car company. It's the experience you're judged as a consumer against Google or Spotify or Uber. So I think that whole experience, including the way the film's served and the content, is cross-category. You've got to be best in class of mobile experience, not just category of brand.
The bottom line is that we're trying to find a standard for native, whereas native means different things to different people.
Yeah.
Already in the two conversations we have 3 definitions of native. So the idea is just to have a bespoke advertising or bespoke messaging based on the environment where you're looking to place it.
Yeah.
It's not the size of a banner that is going to determine whether it's native or not. It's trying to engage with the advertisers, pass the IAB standards, and create something bespoke for your users.
Yeah, and that actually is one of the key challenges with programmatic native, right? Because programmatic is all about automation and standardization and doing things at scale, and native is by its very nature the opposite of that. And so, it's been a little bit slow to get scale in native through programmatic channels. It's now, I see it growing much more rapidly very recently as people have started to adopt the recent OpenRTB specs which support it and so forth. But it's sort of like, you got to get a certain critical mass of supply and enough demand, but still a lot of it is both in mobile and in desktop, direct and not yet fully at scale with programmatic.